Did you know that more and more people are choosing to leave the UK? In fact, statistics show that the number of people emigrating from the UK has reached record highs in recent years. This is London, the capital city of the United Kingdom and one of the richest cities in the world, boasting an economy worth more than $500 billion. If it were considered a country, it would rank as the 26th largest economy globally, roughly on par with Norway's. For nearly 2 centuries, London has played a central role not just in Britain, but also across Europe, solidifying its status as a global financial and cultural hub. A significant proportion of London's wealth is owned by a small elite group, often tied to international finance and real estate. The average Londoner, particularly in outer boroughs, is facing increasing challenges in affording housing, and the wealth generated in the city is not evenly distributed across the population. Homelessness has escalated not just in London, but across the country. Several factors contribute to the crisis, including cuts to social services, a lack of affordable housing, and a rise in mental health issues. In 2023, rough sleeping reached its highest levels since records began, exacerbated by the soaring cost of living. The National Health Service, traditionally a proud symbol of the UK's public welfare system, has seen thousands of medical professionals, doctors, nurses, and other health workers leave for countries like Canada, Australia, and the US. Many of them are disillusioned with the workload, low pay, and working conditions that have become the norm in the UK. This drain has placed additional pressure on an already overstretched system. The loss of highly skilled workers from sectors like engineering, science, and technology means that the UK risks falling behind in innovation and technological advancement. Since the 2008 financial crisis, real wages after inflation in the UK have stagnated, with significant income disparities between different regions and socioeconomic classes. The wage stagnation is more pronounced for younger workers, who often face precarious job contracts and lower pay. A lack of wage growth, coupled with rising housing costs and inflation, has led to a significant drop in the purchasing power of the average household. The UK has struggled with one of the lowest levels of productivity growth among advanced economies. This has largely been attributed to weak investment in skills, technology, and research and development. While countries like Germany have focused on enhancing their manufacturing sectors, the UK has been slower to embrace productivity-enhancing technologies and innovation. The UK's GDP growth has been sluggish compared to other developed nations, particularly in the aftermath of Brexit. The country is witnessing a decline in business investments, particularly in infrastructure and manufacturing, which further hampers productivity. Brexit has also contributed to reduced trade with EU nations, disrupting supply chains and reducing the flow of goods and services across borders. The National Health Service is struggling under the weight of an aging population, increased demand for services, and insufficient funding. While the UK spends a significant amount on health care, much of the budget is eaten up by the costs of running the system, leaving limited funds for improvements in patient care. Long waiting times for treatments, particularly elective surgeries, and significant backlogs in diagnostic tests have worsened the public's perception of the NHS. A key challenge in the National Health Service is staffing shortages. The growing number of vacancies in the NHS, coupled with high levels of burnout among existing staff, has created a perfect storm. Many experienced doctors and nurses are leaving for better-paying jobs abroad or moving to private healthcare systems, further exacerbating the pressure on an overstretched workforce. Other public services such as social care, education, and public transportation are also facing significant financial pressure. Local governments have had to make cuts to many public services due to 2 years of austerity, and these cuts are often felt the hardest by low-income communities, which rely more heavily on social support. Another factor is housing crisis in UK. One of the root causes of the housing crisis in the UK is the lack of affordable housing. The government has consistently failed to meet the demand for new homes, and as a result, house prices and rents have escalated beyond the reach of many working families. The building of affordable social housing has slowed down, leading to an increase in private rental prices, which disproportionately affect the younger generation. Property developers and speculators have played a significant role in inflating house prices. Many properties in key cities like London are being bought up by foreign investors, leaving many properties empty or underutilized. This speculative nature of the housing market is driving prices up, even as the demand for affordable homes increases. The housing market has led to a generation of renters who have little to no hope of ever owning a home. This has created a divide between older generations who own property and younger people who are locked out of the market. The wealth accumulated through property ownership by older generations is contributing to increasing wealth inequality. Economic disruption is also a common factor. The economic disruption caused by Brexit has been widespread. The UK's departure from the European Union has led to a reduction in access to the EU single market, which has disrupted trade and logistics. The UK's ability to access workers from Europe has also been significantly impacted, contributing to labor shortages in various sectors, including healthcare, agriculture, and hospitality. Brexit has also intensified tensions in Northern Ireland. The implementation of the Northern Ireland Protocol, which effectively keeps Northern Ireland in the EU single market for goods, has caused political and economic instability as it has created a customs border in the Irish Sea. This issue has led to political unrest and uncertainty about Northern Ireland's future in the UK. Austerity measures implemented following the 2008 financial crisis have led to significant cuts in public infrastructure investment. This has left critical sectors such as transport, healthcare, and housing underfunded. Major projects like the HS to high-speed rail have faced delays and cost overruns, while cities and towns outside of London have seen little investment in essential infrastructure. The social consequences of austerity are visible in increased poverty rates, homelessness, and cuts to essential public services. The public sector, including education and social services, has faced significant reductions in funding, contributing to lower quality services and rising inequality. The UK faces fierce competition from other nations, particularly in Asia and Europe, where economic growth is outpacing the UK's. Nations like Germany, South Korea, and Japan have maintained strong manufacturing sectors and higher levels of investment in research and development, allowing them to thrive in the global economy. While the UK remains a major global financial center, its internal economic and social challenges are significant. These issues require a long-term and holistic approach involving reforms in housing, healthcare, wages, and education, alongside a strategic focus on economic diversification and improving productivity.